Are these new green buses going to keep their signature yellow color?
These are going to remain yellow school buses because who doesn't love a yellow school bus? They will remain yellow, but their heart will be green. Where electricity is created to homes and businesses and schools and hospitals across our nation. Think about it. Every time you turn on a light or charge your laptop or plug in your air conditioner or put leftovers in the fridge, you rely on the power delivered by our nation's network of transmission lines.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about the 2024 presidential race that seems to be kind of heating up, okay, on both sides of the political aisle. But first, we're going to talk about the Democrats, who you would think that in a normal presidential cycle, the incumbent wouldn't have questions about his ticket. And if there are questions, you would think that those questions would be about the top of the ticket, the president of the United States himself. However, those are not the questions that Democrats and many other people are having about the potential Joe Biden 2024 ticket. People actually have questions about his vice president, Kamala Haris, who routinely makes gaffes and gives weird speeches that often result in her being roasted by basically everybody.
Washington Post announced today that people who run the Democratic Party don't think Carmela, whatever, the vice president, is up to it. She can't replace Biden. But she can still hang around and amuse the hell out of the rest of us. Here she was today talking about astronauts. This is so great. Watch.
Which brings me to May 30th, 2020. Bob and Doug returned to the Kennedy Space Center. They suited up. They waved to their families. And they rode an elevator up nearly 20 stories. They strapped in to their seats and waited as the tanks beneath them filled with tens of thousands of gallons of fuel. And then they launched. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. They did. Imagine your dumbest, most officious kindergarten teacher takes a ton of acid and then becomes vice president. She's not sober. There's like mescaline or something.
I do not think she's been a good vice president. For whatever reason, every time she speaks, she shows us how much she doesn't know. I think she must do her research on Twitter. She's been, along with the president, of course, she has been dead wrong about how to fix the border.
Yeah, so Republicans are confused about what's going on with Kamala, and like I told you guys, allegedly Democrats are not very confident and confused about what's going on with Kamala as well too, because Pocahontas recently did an interview in which she basically refused to say whether or not Biden should have Kamala as his VP after, again, openly endorsing Biden to run for president again, but again, for whatever reason, not openly endorsing Kamala to be his VP. Take a look.
Elizabeth Warren.
You know, speaking of you're having run for president, should Joe Biden run again for president? He'll be 86 by the time his second term is over.
Yes, he should run again.
Why?
And he is running again.
If he's that old in his second term, the vice presidency becomes even more important. Should Kamala Harris be his choice the second time around?
You know, I really want to defer to what makes Biden comfortable on his team. I've known Kamala for a long time. I like Kamala. I knew her back when she was an attorney general and I was still teaching, and we worked on the housing crisis together. So we go way back, but they have to be a team, and my sense is they are. I don't mean that by suggesting I think there are any problems. I think they are.
Before you go, speaking of waiting in.
Yeah, so that says a lot, okay? If you listen carefully to what Elizabeth Warren was saying there, I cut out some of the clip because it was going to be too long. I'm trying to make this video short. We got a lot of stuff to cover here, but she basically touted all the things they've done in the Senate, the Democrats done in the Senate, and credited Joe Biden. But when it came to Kamala, she didn't really have anything positive to say. She also wouldn't commit to saying that Kamala should be his VP, which again, it's strange. And then on top of that, she also threw in a line in there about how they have to be able to work together as a team. Okay. Now she said, well, I'm not suggesting that they're not working together as a team. I'm like, no, that's exactly what you're suggesting, because there's been so many reports that have come out that have suggested that the relationship between Biden and Kamala is not great, right? Kamala has pulled a race card, the sexism card a few times when it comes to Biden's senior staffers and stuff like that in terms of how she's being treated. She doesn't like the assignments that she's been getting. Specifically, she doesn't like being assigned to be border czar. She doesn't think that, again, Biden is putting her in the best position to shine. There's clearly trouble in Wonderland, okay? Which Elizabeth Warren definitely knows, and she just lied on an interview to claim that it's not. With that being said, let's actually listen to this conversation here on CNN where they ask Mondaire Jones, who is a woke Democrat who just lost his seat in the House, about Kamala being VP. Take a look.
That's not how the White House took it. She later put out a statement saying she didn't mean to intend or imply that she doesn't think they're a great team, but that was kind of a moment that wasn't as emphatic of endorsement as people suspected it might be.
I think people are reading too much into it. I think she intended to do what she said initially, which was defer to the president. I don't think that there's any reason that she or anyone else would believe that the president would not run with his vice president for a second term. There are concerns within the party. I mean, that's obvious. And
about what?
I think, people wonder about, her popularity. But the fact is, she won on the ticket back in 2020. If anything, they have more to run on in order to be able to, survive a challenge by Donald Trump, or I think many of the other people like Ron DeSantis who are thinking about running on the Republican side. And I think you'll see that happen.
Does she help or hurt Biden on the ticket?
I think she helps with certain demographics, and then she's, hurtful with respect to other demographics. But ultimately, it's the top of the ticket that matters, especially when she's clearly qualified, unlike a Sarah Palin, who I think was a reason why many people voted against John McCain.
Fascinating times. Mondaire Jones, Adam Kinzinger, Alyssa Farah. Griffin, thank you all three for joining us.
Yeah, so the last time a president of the United States replaced his VP during a re-election season was when FDR replaced Henry Wallace with Harry Truman. Truman eventually became president after FDR died shortly into his fourth term. Now, what's interesting is that the guy that came before Henry Wallace, okay, who was FDR's second VP, John Gardner, he actually said that the vice presidency seat was worth a warm bucket of spit, right? So basically the vice presidency is worthless, okay, according to him, okay? Allegedly, he coined that phrase. But yeah, Democrats have doubts about Harris, okay? It looks like that could possibly be her fate, is being replaced, okay? As, again, they have broader doubts about Harris, Democrats say, largely fall into two categories. Some party members feel that Americans are simply not willing to elect a woman of color as president, specifically given the racism and sexism they see emerging in recent years. Yeah, so of course blame racism and sexism, okay? It's the fact that Kamala Harris is allegedly black and she allegedly has a vagina, right? That's why people don't like her, okay? Is that why Democrats didn't like her in the primary too? Okay, again, I'm just curious. Is this just Republicans or is it everybody? Okay, I want to know. Others worry that Harris herself lacks the political skills to win a national race. Ding, 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 ding. I think that's probably it, okay? And given the increasingly hard-edged tone of the Republican Party, they add a few Democrats are willing to roll the dice. I think many Democrats have changed from a 2008 sentiment or even the feeling in 2012, 2016, which were about voting for aspiration, aka voting for minorities, okay? Women, black folks, okay? We don't really care about your qualifications. Do you have an infinity stone of wokeness? Said Brady Quirk Garvin, former chair of the Charleston County Democrat Party. Democrats at the moment, I don't hear a lot of chatter about aspiration. I hear about what's going to guarantee a win, what's a certainty, what feels safe, aka we're going to roll the dice. We would much rather roll the dice on Joe Biden, the decrepit old white man, than Kamala Harris, the young black / Indian woman who allegedly has a vagina, okay? So I don't know, man. Kind of confusing in regards to what's going on the Democrat side of the aisle. But now we got to talk about the Republicans, okay? Because there's a whole lot of drama going on there, too, in regards to the 2024 presidential race. As we all know that Trump has declared that he is running. And according to reports, it looks like Nikki Haley is set to announce her run for presidency in 2024 as well too. I want you guys to check out this interview that she did. I think, what is it, last year, maybe 2 years ago, which she claimed that she wouldn't run, and now all of a sudden it looks like she's gonna run. Take a look.
He still has a lot of popularity. If he runs again in 2024, will you support him?
Yes.
If he decides that he's going to run, would that preclude any sort of run that you would possibly make yourself?
I would not run if President Trump ran. And I would talk to him about it. I mean, that's something that we'll have a conversation about at some point if that decision is something that has to be made. But yeah, I would absolutely. I had a great working relationship with him. I appreciated the way he let me do my job. I thought we did some fantastically great foreign policy things together. And look, I just want to keep building on what we accomplished and not watch it get torn down.
When was the last time that you talked to him?
After the election.
Before January 6th or after?
Before January 6th.
Governor.
Yes.
You said after the holidays that you would look at it, consider it, you would read the tea leaves, in your words. We are in the new year. How are those tea leaves looking? Are you going to run for president?
Well, I'm not going to make an announcement here, but when you're looking at a run for president, you look at two things. You first look at, does the current situation push for new leadership? The second question is, am I that person that could be that new leader? Yes, we need to go in a new direction. And can I be that leader? Yes, I think I can be that leader. I was, as governor, I took on a hurting state with double-digit unemployment, and we made it the beast of the Southeast. As ambassador, I took on the world when they tried to disrespect us, and I think I showed what I'm capable of at the United Nations. So do I think I could be that leader? Yes, but we are still working through things, and we'll figure it out. I've never lost a race. I said that then. I still say that now. I'm not going to lose now, but stay tuned.
It sounds like you're close. Are we getting to the exploratory committee stage here?
I think stay tuned.
It looks like you're running. I suspect you're running. I don't know for sure, but if you want to make your announcement now, I think a lot of people would be happy. Are you thinking about it?
As fun as it would be to announce right now, yes, we are.
I just got rejected. Go ahead.
We are leaning in. I mean, look, it is time for a new generation. It is time for more leadership. It is time for the fact that we really start to take our country back. We cannot have another term of Joe Biden. And we have to remember, too, we have lost the last 7 out of 8 popular votes for president. It is time that we get a Republican in there that can lead and that can win a general election.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, so clearly, as you can see there, Nikki Haley said that she wouldn't run if Trump ran, and then she says that she's basically running. Okay, the reports are that she's going to run. I guess this is what Trump talks about when he talks about disloyalty, right? I guess this is a prime example. Now, speaking of that, we have Trump, who is also attacking DeSantis, who, according to reports, he's most likely going to run as well, too. And Trump has come out swinging against DeSantis. Unsurprisingly, take a look.
Nikki Haley called me the other day to talk to me. I talked to her for a little while, but I said, look, go by your heart if you want to run. She's publicly stated I would never run against my president. He was a great president. Florida was actually closed for a very long period of time. Remember, he closed the beaches and everything else. They're trying to rewrite history.
And this was DeSantis' response.
I roll out of bed. I have people attacking me from all angles. It's been happening for many, many years. And if you look at the good thing about it, though, is like if you take a crisis situation like COVID, the good thing about it is when you're an elected executive, you have to make all kinds of decisions. You got to steer that ship. And the good thing is that the people are able to render a judgment on that, whether they reelect you or not. And I'm happy to say, in my case, not only did we win reelection, we won with the highest percentage of the vote that any Republican governor candidate has in the history of the state of Florida.
Yeah, so that is Ron DeSantis responding, or kind of not responding, right, with his classic, hey, check the scoreboard, right? And, Trump is, again, going full swing here on DeSantis. He's calling DeSantis a rhino globalist, okay, and posting videos of DeSantis saying stuff that doesn't sound like a whole lot of people would like.
I would be somebody who would be different
I think you see that I've been recognized nationally as being somebody who would be different, who would be a leader, who could be somebody like a Paul Ryan very quickly.
Yeah, so that's DeSantis, basically saying that he would be somebody like a Paul Ryan. And there's also other videos of Ron DeSantis, saying a bunch of other stuff. And guys, I just want to tell you, this is politics, right? I tried to tell you guys when Trump first came out and started attacking DeSantis, I said, look, this is what's going to happen because behind the scenes, they know what's up, right? Politics is full of egos, okay? There's no such thing as loyalty. Everybody wants power, right? And you're seeing that kind of play out here on the Democrat side and on the Republican side of the aisle, okay? So all I got to say is that it's exciting times. I can't wait for the political season to pick up, and may the best man or woman win, okay, on the Republican side, and whoever is going to be the Democrat nominee, whether that's Biden or, Kamala or whoever, we'll see, okay? I'm just saying. It's really, really, really starting to pick up now, and it's going to get crazy. So get your popcorn. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.